What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. Instant match reaction as Tottenham have beaten AZ Alkmaar by 1-0, keeping up the 100% record in the Europa League. And it is a small pool of us now. Only 3 teams have kept that 100% record going. That is Tottenham in second spot, Lazio in top, and Anderlecht down. I was about to say all the way down in third, but in third. But look. Look, it wasn't the greatest game of football today, was it? And particularly in the first half, you wanted more. You wanted more chances.
We definitely got more. That's
exactly.
For sure.
No pun intended. No pun intended. Timo Werner looked like our biggest outlet in the first half, but he flattered to deceive. Definitely should have got a goal, and he was frustrating all of us, wasn't he?
Yeah, first half was a bit flat, albeit there were definitely moments of quality there. That Bergvall pass through to Werner that we spoke about. Obviously, Moore had a really good chance right at the beginning of the game when Werner played a beautiful cross to the back post and Moore headed it wide. And but I thought after a couple of early moments, Werner then had a chance when Richarlison played him through after winning the tackle. In the final third and played it through to Werner and he just struck it over the bar. But I thought the first half was a bit flat, it was a bit disjointed. It didn't feel like there were too many fluid attacking moves, and maybe that was the consequence of making 9 changes potentially. To be fair, I don't think RZ troubled Spurs too much in that first half. I thought they had one chance when it was a cross by, I think it was Cassius to the back post, and they couldn't make the most of it. But other than that, I thought we actually dealt with most of what RZ threw at us. Dragoshin was having a good game in that first half as well. I thought Bentancur looked a bit off in that first half. We just seemed to lack a bit of intensity as well. We had that moment, obviously, with Richarlison made the tackle, but I thought our pressing wasn't really there in that first half. More as well. We'll get on to more in the second half, but first half did struggle a bit to impact the game. Whenever he got the ball, it didn't seem like he was willing to take people on, always cutting it back and not really dribbling, taking people on. The only person that first half was having a great game was Maddison, who was having an excellent game, to be honest. And his dribbling in tight spaces, his turning away from players was absolutely exceptional. And it looked like if anything magic was going to happen, it was going to come from him.
Yeah, absolutely. And it felt like he was kind of trying to do it on his own at times in that first half. Like no matter how many men they put on Maddison, he would wriggle his way out and find bits of quality and that sparkle. And when you're talking about players that had that spark in the first half, it felt like it was only him to show that sign of the spark. But yeah, I completely agree with you. As much as Spurs maybe lacked that spark throughout the 90 minutes, RZ just didn't trouble us. I mean, they had an XG of 0.41 throughout the whole game. In the first half, it was 0.14. That just shows you how resolute we actually defended for the most part. There was a few mishaps, Ben Davis giving it away, Radu Dragusin as well. I felt like Radu for the whole game defended brilliantly, don't get me wrong, but on the ball he did give away a few sloppy passes which allowed RZ to spring on us a couple of times. But look, that happens in the first half and we're all thinking, look, we need that spark. And that spark came in the second half, didn't it? Because straight away, Brennan comes on for Timo Werner. You're worried that Mikey Moore was going to come off. And Mikey Moore didn't have the strongest of game in the first half. Straight away, Maddison said it in his post-match interview just now. He was demanding the ball straight from the off, straight from the whistle blew in that second half.
So he thought we had Neymar on.
He did, and he was playing like it. For that opening 20 minutes of the second half, he was brilliant. He was taking on his man at will. They just didn't know how to live with him in that second half. And I think everyone was waxing lyrical about his performance out in Ferencváros. This was 10 steps above. I mean, he was playing out of his skin. Like literally, every single time he tried to take a man on, I think he did it successfully. I don't think they got the ball off him once. It was just a coming of age performance, I think.
It was absolutely fantastic. It was astonishing for a 17-year-old. It wasn't just the fact of how he was able to beat players. It's how he did it, using his strength, using his speed, his balance, cutting in between 2 and 3 players on that left-hand side, getting to the byline, creating chances. That moment in that's right at the beginning of the second half where he beats 3. He picks up the ball inside his own half. He then bursts past one player. He then wriggles in between 2 players. He then plays an outside of the boot, perfect pass to Brennan Johnson, who's running onto it, who probably should have done better to slot it home. Unbelievable piece of play. I mean, if that was Neymar, people would have clipped that up saying it was an incredible piece of play.
Don't worry, people will be clipping this up as well.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying the standard of that move was absolutely astonishing from Mikey Moore, and to do that at 17 in a Europa League game against a decent Dutch side is just goes to show show what he can provide, and it was an astonishing piece of play from him, and just gives you so much excitement about what he can do in the future. He did that a couple of times in terms of picking the ball up on the left-hand side and just beating players for fun. You can just see the confidence was flowing through him. All of a sudden, Tottenham was just getting the ball and feeding Mikey Moore every time in those opening 20 minutes. And he was making something of it. He was making moments of magic. And unbelievable piece of play from Mikey Moore. And also, I wonder what that means for Timo Werner, what happened in this game. Because the first half, missed a few chances. He looked really down about it. He looked after he missed those few chances, he was looking at the floor. He looked like he was feeling sorry for himself. And sometimes managers go two ways with that. Sometimes they go like, put an arm around the shoulder saying, look, you'll get a chance in that second half. Don't worry, keep going. Or they can say, look, at the end of the day, he's holding back the team, and we can't have that mentality of feeling sorry for yourself. This is a football team. We need players confident. And he went the other way. I kind of thought he wouldn't. I kind of thought maybe he put his arm around him, but he didn't. He hooked him off. And he said, look, I'm going to put Mikey there, going to get Brennan on. And first of all, it helped the team. But I wonder if that's the end of Timo.
And it would have been very easy for Ange to take off Mikey Moore at halftime there, because Mikey wasn't having a great game in the first half. And it would have been he just wasn't getting himself involved, Mikey Moore, in the first half. And it would have been, at least Timo, he was actually getting himself involved for the most part. And he was probably our most dangerous outlet in the first half. But you can't finish like every time. We know this with Timo Werner. He can get in the great positions. He can go on great runs, but there's just no substance at the end of it. And that's the most frustrating thing about Timo. And every time he missed a big chance, like you say, shoulders slumped, feeling sorry for himself, and you just can't be carrying that for a 90-minute stretch of football. And I think Ange made the 100% the right call because as you saw in the second half.
I felt bad for him after that. I mean, and look, he's a player on a lot of money, and I know he does these misses a lot, but just the way he looked after his misses, I did feel bad for him. But at the end of the day, something great came out of it, because Mikey Moore was just sensational.
Maradona, Moradinho, Moraldo. Exactly. I mean, Mikey Moressi, and Moore. This guy is a phenomenon. I'm telling you, I've said it time and time again. And every time he steps foot on that football pitch, he proves it. And I'm telling you, this guy should be above Timo Werner in the pecking order now.
Well, after that performance, I wouldn't be surprised if he
has to be.
Obviously, we got the penalty. What was it, on the hour mark around?
The penalty, about 53 minutes was the penalty.
Minutes.
And you know what? I thought we were going to see something ugly there for a second, because Richarlison's in Maddison's ear. He's like, let me take the penalty. He grabs the ball. Maddison's like, no, I'm the captain. I think Bentancur comes and kind of resolves the situation. Maddison takes the ball, and it looks for all to see that Maddison is going to take the penalty. And then we see him go up to Richarlison and give him the ball, which I thought was a really nice touch from Maddison. A captain, he said it in the post-match interview that he knows what it's like to be out for so long and to come back, and you just need to get that goal. And he showed leadership today, Maddison, in doing that and giving Richarlison the penalty. And I'm so happy for Richarlison that Maddison let him do that. So it was a really nice touch, wasn't it?
I'm just happy he scored as well, because if he didn't, maybe it would have been a different reaction. But obviously, calm finish from Richarlison, straight down the middle. Wasn't obviously the best game he's had in a Spurs shirt, but obviously coming back after a while, he did have that tackle which led to the Werner chance in the first half. So he had that moment, and obviously he put the penalty away, and you could see he was struggling just before he got taken off with a bit of cramp, and he was feeling it, but great for him to score in his return. And I do think it's a brilliant piece of leadership from Maddison, because I think he asserted his authority, but also, was also empathetic towards Richarlison in the end. He kind of, told Richarlison that, I'm the penalty taker, I'm taking the penalty. But as soon as Richarlison relented, and he was like, okay, you can take it, because Richarlison shouldn't be grabbing the ball saying it's my penalty when he's not the penalty taker. That's not the right way for him to deal about things. But I thought that was dealt with in the appropriate way, to be honest. And look, Maddison was well within his right to take it. So if he would have grabbed the ball and taken it, I wouldn't have held it against him. But the fact he gave it to Richarlison was a really nice touch from him. And I thought he had a brilliant game overall, to be honest. I'll probably give him a man of the match just about. But apart from maybe Moore, because Moore was just so good. But yeah, look, got the lead 1-0. After that, we did have a few chances to extend it. Probably Brennan had a chance. Odebear came on. He had a chance as well. A couple of chances to finish the game. RZ get a man sent off right at the end of the game as well through 2 yellows. And at the end, we pretty comfortably saw out, albeit there was a little period where RZ did have that one-on-one chance, which Forster had to save. They also had that head corner, which was in the first half, which Forster had to save as well. So big up to Forster, because a couple of big moments, he had to make some big saves, and credit to him because he stood up at those big moments.
Yeah, and everyone was, when they saw the team sheet, probably grimacing seeing Forster's name on the team sheet. But after that performance at Coventry, we haven't seen him since. But he stood up to the challenge today, and everything that came his way, I thought he dealt with a fairly good quality. There was even a moment where he plucked a cross out of the air with just one hand, just scooped it out of the air, which I thought was brilliant from him. So as much as we were worried for Fraser Forster, kept a clean sheet today.
Yeah, kept a clean sheet, and I think we defended in general pretty well. Yeah, RZ had their moments, and
Radu was on his top defensive. Every defensive action that he had to do today was top notch. Radu,
perfect.
I was
just Dragoshin man of the match.
I wouldn't put him as man of the match, because as much as he was brilliant defensively and did a massive job for the team, I was quite frustrated with what he was showing on the ball today.
Yeah, so there were some moments on the ball when he was trying to play his way out of trouble, and he just didn't seem up to it. And he obviously doesn't have the passing ability that Romero does, that's for sure. But what I would say is what I really liked about Dragoshin, he was a bit more proactive with his defending today, really a bit more on the front foot. I thought when the long balls were coming in, he was getting those headers in. He was making sure he was stepping up in that high line. So I actually thought he was a bit more proactive in his defending today.
Yeah, but who I was really impressed with in that back four was Destiny Udogie. I thought Destiny Udogie didn't let a thing get past him, showing aggression, showing his brute force, and was even influencing things up the other end of the pitch as well. So I thought Destiny Udogie, probably pound for pound from the start to the end of the game, probably was our best player that lasted 90 minutes.
Throughout the whole game, in terms of someone in consistent performance over 90 minutes, maybe him or Maddison, but he was fantastic. I think they really struggled to hurt him down that side. I thought Poku was giving us a lot more trouble down the other side.
Yeah.
I thought Doggy dealt with
all their threats
Cassius.
came down that side.
Yeah, they did.
Down that side.
Pretty
And
much.
that was, Archie Gray did struggle to deal with Poku at times. Bergval, another one of the teenagers that started today, I thought he put in a really good performance. I've been fairly critical over Bergval over the last couple of performances. I felt like he's been playing within himself a little bit, but I thought you saw real flair come out in his game today. His passing ability was to die for today. How many passes? It was just incredible.
The outside of the boot through ball on the halfway line. Incredible. And yeah, that's what he's capable of. And yeah, look, you got to remember he's only 18. He's only a year older than Moore, and he was absolutely phenomenal today, I thought, for large parts. He obviously won the penalty as well. Obviously when Maddison was running in behind, he was following the run and he was about to shoot before being fouled. And I thought some of his passing was brilliant. Some of his set pieces were good as well. I think we've just got a real talent there. He's looking really, really good.
But he did pick up some sort of a knock or an injury. Obviously, we're going to need to wait and see how serious it is. But, he tried to carry on, and then obviously he couldn't carry on and had to be taken off, which was very unfortunate for him. And it's frustrating for him because he's had a really stop-start life to Spurs, hasn't he?
He has, and you can see when he's in the mood like he was tonight what he can bring to us. So let's hope the injury's not too bad. Obviously, we know he picked up a knock in the international duty. We'll see if that's has he aggravated it or not. Is it a small thing? Look, he was holding his seemed to be holding his thigh or his hamstring when he went off. So he was able to walk off comfortably. Didn't seem to be. He was smiling when he went off, so that would indicate he doesn't feel like he's pulled anything.
Well, I think he wasn't looking happy, but then the fans gave him a really big ovation and were chanting stuff to him, and he kind of smiled, I think, in reaction to that.
So look, hopefully it's nothing. Hopefully it's not too bad. I think he was going to be taken off anyway, or probably at some point. Obviously, so Decky came on for him. But yeah, he was having such a great game. It was a shame if it is an injury that he's picked up. It would be a massive shame.
I want to talk about Bentancur as well, because I thought he wasn't great in the first half. I think that's fair to say, but he really stepped it up in the second half, didn't he? Showed that aggression in the middle of the park. He seemed to be everywhere, winning challenges, playing passes of quality as well. And I thought he was integral to us in that second half.
Yeah, and first half, it seemed to be a bit sluggish, to be honest. He didn't seem to be completely on it. Apart from a few moments on the ball where he was breaking into space, I thought off the ball, didn't seem on his game, got nutmegged a couple of times, and just wasn't at his same self, wasn't playing that intensity. But I think that did change in the second half, and he seemed to be really getting involved in those duels. I thought he was looking a lot tighter on the ball. I think he was giving much better protection to the back four, much better second half from Bentancur, so really happy with him. I thought he was getting tired near the end, but Ange kept him on for 90 minutes, didn't feel the need to bring on Basuma, and worked out in the end. Got the clean sheet, and it was all right.
Let's talk about Wilson Odebear, actually, because first time we've seen him since the return of his injury. He came on in the last few minutes and showed a few flashes, didn't he? You know,
Was
first
it only
touch.
against 10 men? Was it one?
I think it was only against 10 men, but either way, he looked sharp, didn't he? And, you know, his first touch was a shot that could have gone in the back of the net. And I just thought the way he was moving around the pitch, he just looked sharp.
Yeah, and obviously the moment where he could have won a penalty, that was a really good moment from him. It was good football from Spurs. Decky plays it through to Odebear, does really well to get ahead of his defender. And then I think he'll be a bit disappointed. He is stumbling, so he's a bit off balance. But he takes a touch. I think he's trying to score, puts it past the post. But obviously, he kind of gets taken out by the keeper as well. So I think there was a big shout for a penalty. Referee decided that the shot was, because he took the shot, he wasn't going to give a penalty. So he's a bit unfortunate. But he was looking good. Obviously, he's going to have got a big part to play as well. So really good to get him back on the pitch and get him a few minutes. And yeah, I thought he looked good when he came on.
Yeah, so all of a sudden you're starting to see some really good options for Spurs in the front line now, where you've got Moore coming to the fore. You've got Odebear there now as well. You've got two number 9s there with Richarlison and Dom Solanke up top. So, I mean, everyone is playing well right now, apart from Timo.
Brennan's in good form.
So everyone's on good form right now. So it's a joy to behold. And look, let's get real. It wasn't the greatest display today, but I definitely think we deserved the win. Probably should have scored more than one goal. Yeah, but to make 9 changes in a game and to look as comfortable as that, I think is a testament to Ange and a testament to these players.
Yeah, against a good RZ team to make all these changes and win the game and win it. I mean, I wouldn't say comfortably, but I mean, I guess it was fairly comfortable. They're never really in danger of not winning.
There was a moment at 1-0 up, you know, RZ were putting it on us a little bit before the red card.
Yeah, but I think, you know, you look at the game and we deserved the win, didn't we?
Yeah.
It wasn't like a game where... I mean, I wouldn't say it was a robbery if like RZ equalised, but also I don't think I would have deserved. It would have been against the run of play. Like I don't think it would have deserved an equaliser.
It was fairly comfortable for the majority of it.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, it was 1-0 with a penalty, so I don't think you can say it was the best performance at the end of the day. You know, some finishing was poor, but we did definitely create enough chances to win this 2 or 3-0. And as well, I think we kept RZ quiet enough. I think Troy Parrott struggled to really impact the game going forward. I thought Dragoshin and Davis dealt with him fairly well. I think he gave us a bit of trouble dropping deeper when he was winning some fouls and stuff like that.
It was a nice ball to play in the guy on the right for the 1-on-1, wasn't it?
For Lang, yeah. So they had their moments, but knowing how Spurs play, teams are always going to have their moments. It's just about who capitalises more, and you know we know that we're going to have more moments in general than the opposition. So that's what panned out today. Obviously, we did get the penalty. We didn't win the game only 1-0, and it just puts us in a very, very strong position in the group because we're now unbeaten. 3 wins out of 3. We're second in the group at the moment. Only one of 3 teams to be 100%. So puts us in a very. I mean, literally. I mean, we're pretty much there for the top 24 at this point.
Yeah, you got. I'm assumed already that we're qualified at least for the next round. It's got to, even for the top 8. It's got to take an almighty slip up now. We've got to lose all the games probably from now to the end of the group stage to not finish in that top 8. I think. Yeah,
exactly. So I think. I mean, and when you consider, you know, United are in 21st at the moment after a draw today, and by no means they guaranteed of qualifying for even the top 24 at this point. So you could be it could be in a lot worse position right now. So very good to be in such a commanding position in the Europa League, and also hopefully down the line, if we can just get, you know, we've got Galatasaray next. Obviously, that's a very, very hard game, but hopefully these wins now down the line means we can qualify a bit earlier potentially. Maybe means down the line can rest a few players even more than we are resting now, which would be hard because we are resting a lot at the moment. But I think we're managing the squad well, getting the wins in the Europa League, having rested players. I think we're finding a good balance at the moment between who we're playing and what competition, and hopefully it keeps players fresh for Sunday. But I guess the big question after Maddison's performance tonight, what do we do on Sunday?
It's a big question. I think we start Maddison. I think Maddison, Decky, and I think we go with the same starting 11 as we went in the last game. And then if the balance looks a bit off and we need more off the ball, then the Sar's always there as an option. But I think we start Maddison.
I just can't drop him after that performance. Like, he was playing so well. Like, I think also against a team like Palace, we're going to need that little bit of nimbleness in the centre, like a little bit of ability to wriggle out tight spaces, because you know how Palace play. So I know Maddison started tonight, implying maybe he's looking at starting Sarr on Sunday, but after what Maddison showed tonight, I don't know. I just want him with Decky. I want that link up.
It's not even just the performance as well. I thought just as a captain, he conducted himself so well with that penalty situation. I think he ticks all the boxes today. There's not one bad mark against his name. I guess the only one that he didn't get a goal contribution. But look, brilliant stuff from James Maddison. I think he's got to start on the weekend. And he got taken off, 70th minute? He got 20 minutes. So he didn't play the full 90 today.
Got taken off for Sarr, yeah. Got taken off for Sarr. Don't have it here. Here it is. Sorry. It's loading. Sarr was
73 minutes,
73, yeah.
So yeah, I think Maddison starts. I don't see a reason not to start him.
Yeah, and it's not like he played badly against West Ham anyway.
Yeah, he had a good game.
Yeah, I just want to see that link up. I think it's better for the dynamic of the team. So, it'd be very, very interesting to see what he does on Sunday.
How much credit has got to go to Ange as well for the way he's managed the squad so far this season? Not just for this game, but throughout the season. 9 changes, I think it was, against Coventry. We get the job done. A fairly strong team for the first game in the Europa League. Obviously, it was a very strong performance and we win the game. Big changes. I think it was 7 or 8 changes against Ferencvaros. We get the job done. And 9 changes again tonight and we get the job done. So the way he's managing the team is going to set us up really nicely for December, isn't it?
Definitely. I hope so. And hopefully as well, what we're doing now in the Europa League, why it's so important to give these players chances and getting them to bed into the team, is so that when we do bring him into more important games, hopefully in Premier League games, they're ready. They're not coming in cold like maybe in previous years that might have happened as well. And also keeps this team hungry for the Europa League, so that sometimes we've had a bit more stale performances or players who just feel like this tournament's beneath them, but having these young players in this tournament keeps that hunger and freshness in these games. So I think what Ange is doing is great. It's what we hoped for at the beginning of the season. He was going to do something like this, using these young players, and absolutely delighted with how it's going at the moment. And I think it's only going to benefit the likes of Bergvall, Gray and Moore when they do eventually have to start Premier League games, which will happen this season.
If we look on SofaScore for a second, they gave Destiny a doggy, the man of the match, which is quite interesting. The highest rated player was Destiny with 7.9. Bergvall was second with 7.8, and Fraser Forster was third with 7.6.
Fraser Forster, who would have thought? How many?
So what did Maddison get? Maddison got 7.4, so he would have been next up on the list. Fraser Forster made how many saves?
3 saves, it says.
Yeah, 3 saves. So not bad. I think Fraser had a fairly good game today.
Yeah, albeit what I would say is that header he saved. I mean, I think he could have caught. I mean, he dived
one for the cameras, mate.
It was definitely one for the cameras. That went in slow motion. But Bergvall, yeah, look, 4 out of 7 duels, 3 tackles, were well played, done well, and he won the penalty. So fair play to Bergvall, had a good game. All the youngsters doing really well tonight, and that's the most important thing about this Europa League. As much as it's great being top of the league as well, it just goes to show how talented these youngsters are, that we are top of the Europa League with playing 3 teenagers again. But I think it's so important that we're developing these players, because they're the future of this club, and they're the future, even not just this club, this season. They're going to have a big part to play. I really believe that, and I can't wait to see them getting more opportunities, getting more minutes, and I think they all seem to be thriving in this system.
And Ange Postecoglou, after the game, he was speaking about Mikey Moore, and he said he was exciting. You cannot deny it. I love the way Mikey is just taking it all in his stride. He's working hard every day and wanting to develop. He's understanding this is a journey. It's exciting. He's developing really well, and we're seeing that all in front of our eyes, aren't we?
Definitely. I have no truer word spoken, and I think he's doing such a great job with it. He eased him in. Now he's getting started in the Europa League. I wonder how long it is till he gets a start in the Premier League.
Yeah, well, you look at it, and
obviously Son's there, but like,
you got Son, you got Odebear as well, you got Brennan.
City in the cup.
I wouldn't be against starting him against City in the Cup. I really wouldn't. Like, he shows no fear whatsoever. You're looking at players
against Kyle Walker, though. I don't know if it is going to be Kyle Walker, but I'd say it is. Difficult one.
Show no fear, my friend. Show no fear. I would start him. I think we do need to make changes for that City game in the Cup, but changes that don't decrease the quality too much. And I don't think Mikey Moore does decrease the quality. Obviously, when you're talking about a player like Sonny is like one of the best players ever to play for us in the Premier League. But Sonny can't play 2 games every week, I don't think.
He said he's got to work on his heading, to be fair. Which I think is a fair comment after his miss right at the beginning of the game. But
the thing is, you need to give Odebear some minutes as well. So do you play a front three against City of Moore, Odebear and Solanke? Is that too much change?
Yeah, potentially. Maybe you want one of Brennan or Sonny in there. I'm not sure, but obviously depends what happens against Palace. But
Regardless if Moore starts that City game or not, he should get significant game time. Either way.
Yeah, I think we're going to start to see him more and more.
Yeah. More. Give me more. Give me more. Mikey Moore is. I told you guys I was banging on about him all the last season, and now we're starting to see it. Now you see it. I told you as well. By the time Mikey Moore starts to make an impact, Werner will not get any minutes. He won't. Like, what is there a need if all our wingers stay fit now? What is there a need for Timo?
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. Like, I think maybe that could be the fact that he missed those chances and the fact that Moore had an absolute stormer in that second half. Is it the end for Timo now?
Yeah, I think it's.
I mean, with the rumours today as well that we're open to letting him go in January before anyway. I mean, that might be the right decision.
Yeah, I think it would be the right decision, particularly with. Well, I don't know if he's going to be used, but Yang Min Hyuk coming as well.
Yeah, it's true. So I don't know if there's going to be a need for Timo at the moment.
Well, there you have it, guys. Post-match fan show coming your way. So it's your chance to have your say. Looking forward to speaking to you guys very, very soon. But in terms of the match reaction, that is it. Spurs carry on their 100% record in the Europa League. Do download SofaScore. That's where we've just been getting all our stats in this match reaction. There is a QR code on screen for you to download it, and also a link in the description below if you want to download the greatest app on the App Store. But come and join us on the post-match fan show. If you stick around on this link, you'll be redirected right there. So we'll see you all there, guys. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.